Okay, remember the Definitive Technology BP9060s? The customer had 3 of them, and I couldn't find a problem with 2 out of the 3. The third one was beyond repair, in my estimation. Power supply was blown up, and the main board did not work even with a different power supply, which is this unit right here. So, the customer actually contacted me after he saw the video. I didn't have a chance to contact him and send him a copy of the video. He actually saw it and was like, hey, those are mine. Anyhow, he responded with, these things seem to work perfectly for a few minutes and then they shut down. So I've got this thing face up right now where you can hopefully see the little auto power LED right there. So I'm going to go ahead and power this thing on. Power has been applied and I do see a blue light on that. I do have amplifier speaker audio running into the input right here. I'm not using the LFE input. I just want to see if I get audio for an extended length of time using the speaker input. So we'll get some audio going here. So there is audio being fed into it from my stereo receiver, my vintage Radio Shack STA 2500 that you saw a repair video on many moons ago. And really, I hear nothing. So let me shut off the main speakers. And I do hear bass. And I do have this running through a dummy load right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a stopwatch right here. And I'll just go ahead and start that. And it's probably going to dim out after a few minutes, but we'll just let this thing run for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and clip my microphone over here on one of the speaker wires, and then we shall come back to it after a few minutes, and hopefully it shuts down. Well, it certainly appears that it has shut down. So what is going on with this thing? So it made it 12 minutes on the cell phone timer. Then I had to put a new battery in my stopwatch. And it made it maybe 6 or 7. Been out doing other stuff. And I came back and we have a red power light. So nothing happens. So if we change the volume, I still do have audio feeding into this. Just to verify, I'll get a voltmeter. Bump that stopwatch out of the way. I'm just going to put this in AC. And I'm just going to put this here. And we should get a voltage. And we'll have to bump this up to a different scale. Yeah, so you can actually see AC audio going into the speaker input right there. So, yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13 volts. This thing is pushing, If a speaker were connected, it would be like probably 50, 75 watts RMS right now. And the thing did shut down. Okay, meter put away, stopwatch stopped and reset, and we'll put that guy away as well. Okay, let's go ahead and kill the power to it. So the light should go out momentarily. I don't want to do anything until the light actually goes out. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Big filter capacitors discharging, discharging, discharging. Man, this thing's got some big old caps in it. Of course, there's probably like no load on it right now at all. Discharging, come on, today. I want to ESR some caps. Light, go out, go out. Yeah, it's still lit. I mean, power has been removed quite a while ago. Discharging. Oh, really right now? All right, we'll come back to it. One moment. Okay, there, freaking finally, the light went off. Wow, that was like maybe a minute and a half. So the first thing I want to do is down here, there's actually two coupling capacitors. You can see one right here and the other one's laying down right there. Maybe I can zoom in and get a slightly better view for you right there. But these coupling capacitors are probably bipolar caps, and they are in series with the positive and the negative speaker lead, just to decouple any voltage offset. And it looks like they are 100 microfarads, 50 volt, most likely bipolar. I haven't verified it yet. And then the leads go into this cable that goes down right there. So let's just go ahead and ESR those caps first thing before we go any further and make sure that they test okay. So I'm going to get the blue ESR tester out. People have asked me, where do you get a blue ESR tester? Well, it's Anatek, A-N-A-T-E-K, as you can see right there, instruments. And then there is a phone number, 408, so you know it's in the Bay Area, California, 778-3868. So I'm going to zero the leads out here and then verify that they are zeroed, and yes, they are. And so we will just try to, if I can get in here, space is a premium. And so on the one cap, I see 0.16 ohms, which is absolutely perfect. And on the other cap, it's half that, 0.08. So that all checks fine. I would have expected a bad coupling cap. So I do see a bunch of capacitors. Let's see if we can make a little bit of room in here. Oh, yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate the glue on these connectors. Definitely makes life a lot easier when you glue things down. So I'm going to have to slice it. I'd really like to unplug this. And then I want to ESR every capacitor on this board, and I'm betting there's going to be one that's probably got a high ESR that's keeping it from coupling the audio where it needs to go. And if not, then it's going to have to go back to the manufacturer at that point. One moment while I try to get this stupid glued on connector unplugged. Okay, so I did manage to get the plug unplugged, as you can see right there. Everything is good, so I just zeroed my meter out. 0.00 ohms, perfect. This is going to be the main filter cap. I think it's probably going to be okay. 0.03 ohms, and I believe most of these are 100 microfarad caps. 0.07, which is excellent. 0.2. 0.27, 0.07, 0.14, 0.08. 0.8. I'll have to check that one. Although still it's not bad. 0.25. 0.25. And 0.27. And 0.76. So I'm not seeing any high ESR caps. What is going on with this thing? Could it be another failed pot? I guess it could be. Let's turn off the manual focus. I'm going to turn it on to the auto magical focus. And how far can I zoom? That's pretty good. R40 volume 1. And as you look at the bottom of the pot right there, it appears to have possibly 5 connections to it. There we go. Oh, let me investigate. One moment. Okay, well, I managed to get the pot unsoldered from the board, so let's just go ahead and turn this all the way down to minimum, which it is. So I should see effectively 0 ohms here. And I do, and I should see 10K on this side, 9.8. 9.8, and then I will try to move this. And it goes all the way to 0 on that side and back to 10K on that side. And then 0. And we get 9.89K on that side all the way up. And 0 all the way down. So it is not the pot. The pot is not the issue. What's interesting is this pot says it is a B10K, B-taper, 10,000 ohm pot. And if you look very closely on the other side of this, with the flashlight, you can see, if it'll stay focused, it does say A100K, and somebody has marked it out. Come on, you're on manual focus. Why are you hunting? A100K, there it is. Okay, there you can see it, A100K. And they're not using that portion at all. So definitely the pot is good, so that's not the issue. And for those curious, these are 220 ohm resistors right in the center of your screen right there. And I'll go ahead and get it into view. There we go. $216.7 and $216.4, well within their tolerance. So yeah, that's, don't know what else to check on this thing. But yeah. Like I said, anyone has any comments, any ideas, let me know. I am open to suggestions. Everyone, thanks for watching. Once again, have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, once again, not so fast. Let's power this thing back on. And, oh, you know what? It might be advantageous if I actually plugged it in. Power off. And plug going back in. Get this thing up where somebody might be able to see it somehow. Not quite sure. And of course, framing is everything, right? Oh, okay, I think that's going to be good. Let's power this thing back on now. And I get a blue LED. I do not have audio going into it at this moment. But I'm just going to put this on voltage, and let's go ahead and measure the voltage on these 3 regulators right here. So that's going to be the reference pin. It should be 0. This should be the input pin, 3.3. This should be the output. I'm sorry. It's backwards. That's 4.6. And so that is a CPU voltage, 3.3. Ground on that pin. Input 4.9. And output 3.3 volts. That's perfectly fine. Those are working great. I'm going to go ahead and feed a LFE input into this jack and see if it still shuts down. One moment. Okay, I have an audio source going into the input jack right here. I have my stopwatch set up. Let's power this on. And I do have a blue light. You can kind of see it right there. And I hear audio. And I'll start the stopwatch. And we'll come back in a few minutes and see what it has to say. So once again, I'm just going to go ahead and set my microphone over here and let you listen to the audio, and I will speed this up, of course. Well, it's been running for 13 minutes and 23 seconds, and it has not shut down with the LFE input connected. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the audio, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the stopwatch, reset it, and restart it, and see when it actually times out with no audio going into it. One moment. Okay, well, it seemed to have shut off somewhere in the 5-minute-ish range. So let me go ahead and start the MP3 player again and see if it actually powers back up. And so audio is going into it right now, and I have no power up at all. We'll give it just a moment, see if it comes back to life. But at this point, I'm thinking it affects both the LFE input and the speaker level inputs. Doggone it. Yeah, okay. All right, so I went ahead and made some measurements on this connector right here. -15, +15, V on, P/D, +5, and EMP. And then I measure the outputs of the 2 regulators right here. There's U8 right there and U6 right there. So in U6 I've got 0.19 volts, and on U8 I have the 3.3 for the microprocessor. So let's go ahead and power this thing back on. I should get a blue light. It should power up, and I should get some audio, and I do. So let's go ahead and measure these voltages once again. So this is going to be the -15 and really only 11. ground. This is the plus 15, 11.4. Now, I do believe the board is labeled plus and minus 12 over here, the power supply board. So let's go ahead and look at V on, and I do get 4.1, 4.2 volts. This is PD. It's the same 4.92-ish volts. The plus 5 volt supply is 4.97. And whatever EMP is, 2.79. So just because they're labeled plus and minus 15 here and plus and minus 12 on the main power supply board, I'm thinking they're pretty close to 12, 11.3 and 11.4. I don't think that's going to be a problem with this unit. So U6 does have 3.3 volts now, and U8 still has 3.3 volts. Well, I'm at a loss. I do not know what else to do at this point. So I think this is going to be the final wrap up. Everyone, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at NorCal715. You can email me NorCal715videos@gmail.com. As of right now, not the best way to contact me. It is March 2024. If you want to contact me, leave me a comment in one of the videos. I tend to respond to those much quicker. I hardly ever look at the comments in Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or X. Yeah, so leave me a comment or shoot me an email. I'm trying to get caught up on this stuff. I'm just so far behind, and I've got so much family, personal matters going on right now. It is just so hard to get this stuff done. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everyone, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. All right, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 3, 6, or excuse me. So unfortunately, at this point, I think I'm going to have to throw in the towel on this thing. I don't know what else I can do, especially since there are no diagrams available. If I had a schematic, I could kind of try to figure out these little op amps down here, what they're doing, and is there a signal missing, and it feeds into a micro something here somewhere. A couple of regulators, it looks like, right there and right there. I don't think that's the problem because I believe that it would affect it full time. And like I checked all the caps, they checked pretty doggone good. There was this one cap right there that checked just a hair high, and it is a 10 at 50, and I believe all the other ones are 100s at 25. But I'm going to leave it at that. If anyone has any suggestions, please shoot me a comment or email me. if you've had experience repairing these things, or if somebody actually has a schematic for one of these units. I may have to contact the customer and see if he can contact the manufacturer to get a schematic that actually worked out quite well on the Definitive Technology Supercube Trinity. The customer contacted them and they fulfilled him with a service manual, basically schematics only. But I'm going to wrap it up right there. I don't know what else to do. No diagram, no nothing. All right, people, leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. This is really the end this time. If anyone has any information on this, I really, really would appreciate it. And I'm sure my customer would appreciate it even more. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.